Alright, guys, let's start the VHS franchise, the found footage anthology horror series, which is pretty unique actually. When it first came out, like, I still actually can't think of many found footage anthology films. There's a few, but like VHS basically like cornered that whole market when this movie came out. Like, very surprising when this movie came out, especially with Adam Wingard attached to it and right after You're Next. And I think this was a good next project for him. Like, even though this is all different directors with the segments and he just directs the wraparound and everything. But he went from Your Next, which is a phenomenal movie, to being part of this. I then went on to do The Guest in 2014, which is, I did a video on that. Absolutely love, love, love that movie. So, VHS, let's start with the wraparound. I think it's tape 56 in the name of it. And we have these thieves that are recording themselves assaulting women and, like, I don't know, man. These fucking thieves are like the worst criminals ever. And then they're like breaking stuff like all over the place, which I never got the whole appeal of just going to like an abandoned building and just breaking shit. I don't know. Like, I guess it's therapeutic for like those who like are really angry, but like they don't want to like commit to actually like killing somebody, or like so they can just take all their frustration out by breaking stuff. I don't know. For me, it sounds like they're Limp Bizkit on like an old like late '90s tour, and they're just gonna break shit everywhere. Then they get $50 per video for doing this. So they just go into a parking garage and assault a woman and make her show her tits on camera, and they get $50. Seems like it's not worth the risk. Like $50 for the fucking jail time that you'd get for getting caught doing any of this. Seems like they could be making more. And that's what one of these guys says. This guy, I don't know any of their names, don't remember any of the names for this movie, like, at all. But the guy with the really fucking fake looking mustache. Like, I don't know if that's his real mustache, but it's hard to look at. Like, it really is. Like, it looks like not as bad, but like Sleepaway Camp, the first one, with like that insanely stupid fake mustache on the cop at the end. It's nowhere near as egregious as that, but it's fucking bad looking. So I don't know if it's just this guy's mustache and like that's how he naturally looks, or if it was just a fake mustache for this movie. But if it is, it looks like it. And if it's his real mustache, he needs to get a different facial. He needs to get his facial hair in different order and redo some shit because it does not look good. Like, it looks like a fake mustache. And then he ends up keeps saying over and over again that he can get them more money in one night doing something than like a whole bunch of these things that they've been doing, these videos of assaulting women and breaking shit. And he gets so mad that he just like breaks the TV because no one's listening to him. Like, was that his TV? Was that his place they were in? Because if not, like, I'd be fucking furious if I was one of the friends. Like, this motherfucker just broke my TV. I don't care how much money he's saying we can get. Like, tack on another whatever amount of money that TV costs, and then it'll be all good then. So, worst criminals ever, basically, that are breaking into this house to find this tape. And then just watching this VHS tape, even just the first segment, in front of a dead dude that's just chilling in the fucking in the living room in a chair, dead. And this guy's fine with just sitting down right in front of a dead corpse and watching this video, I guess. So we have five, right? There's five, four, five. Yes, there is five. I always get confused with the second one. There are five stories in this one, and the first one, Amateur Night, by David Bruckner, directed by. Absolutely love this. This is my favorite segment in this movie, and probably my favorite out of the first two VHSs. I actually haven't seen Viral, I haven't seen 94, and I know 99 just came out like a few days ago, right? So I'll get to all those tomorrow, and those will all be blind watches, so let's see how they are, because I've heard some iffy things on Viral and 94, so let's see if it lives up to the things I've heard about it. But Amateur Night, I love this segment so much. just the whole look of the Siren or Succubus, whatever you want to call it. I guess Siren, because he made a whole standalone film based off her. So just the whole look of her, like the way that she acts in this, which is mostly all just like body language and with facial expressions. Because the only thing she really says in this whole segment is "I like you," and it's creepy as shit when she does, man. Like that's some creepy shit. And like these three guys before they head out and stuff, like who acts like this? Like I say this all the time, but like these people are like just like fucking like animals, man, and like just them with the whole glasses, camera in the glasses for the one guy to wear, and just like they're walking down the street and like he's saying like make sure you get this girl's ass, make sure, like who's acting like this? Like yeah, it's a movie, and that's exactly the answer. Because no one acts like this. I mean there are assholes out there, but these people take it to a whole new level. Then who wouldn't immediately think that something's wrong with this girl? Like, I don't even find her that attractive. Like, at all. Like, maybe it's because I know she turns into a fucking winged creature and flies away with the guy at the end. But, like, even before knowing any of that, like, this girl is acting so fucking strange. She doesn't say a word. She only says, "I like you." And that's it. I don't know. Just him taking a chance on bringing her back to the hotel. Like, that's someone I would have passed on. Just from the creepiness of her alone. But he seems to think it's all good, so let him have his siren succubus fuck that he wants to have. And then see what they do here? Don't drink and drive, guys and gals. Alright? That's a little public service announcement from JT's Horror Discussions. Don't drink and drive. It's not good for anybody. And this was watched on Pluto TV. So anyone who's seen any of my videos in the past of something I had to rewatch on Pluto TV, you know what that means. You're going to be getting the whole experience like I had to suffer through. And let's see here. I think the dickhead is really about to like fucking rape that girl who he brings back, who just passes out on the bed. And like even the friend is saying like, yeah dude, it's over. Like she's passed out, unresponsive. Like time to stop. Like this guy's really was about to go ahead with just raping this girl. Like, and that's what I mean. Like who the fuck acts like this? Like these fucking guys, man. Then we get siren titties and then siren bush and weird feet. She fucking has like no one noticed how weird her feet look. Like they look like a winged creature's feet. No one notices that. And then, did you know that you can get 5% cashback rewards with Credit One Bank? I do, because I had it fucking pounded into my head with every advertisement throughout this whole movie. Same ads. This is why I hate Pluto TV, and this is why you guys are getting the commercials, just like I had to sit through. Fucking, there's like 20 ad breaks on like an hour and a half, almost 2 hour movie. And it's the same ones over and over again. Oh, I hate Pluto so much. Why? Like, why couldn't these movies be on anything else? But you could get 5% cash back. So get with Credit One Visa now, and you will get your 5% cash back rewards. And then she ends up biting the guy's hand, and he comes running into the bathroom, freaking out. And then she ends up, I love when she starts mauling at Date Rapey and starts like eating him alive. Like it starts like scratching his chest and stuff. And I love the way that she jumps off the bed with him. Like when they go outside the bathroom to look and like she's on the bed with the guy and then she just like hops off and like takes his body with her as she like goes like hopping off the bed to like the floor, like in front of the door. Awesome stuff. Then that whole like shot when they come out of the bathroom and then they just see her like pose like with the arms behind her head and she's like on one leg, like that's such a great shot. Like in the darkness and stuff and just seeing her silhouette like pose like that, awesome shot, like really great stuff. And then she ends up ripping the guy's dick off and just throwing it on the floor right next to her and she's like feeding off of him. And then main guy here runs and falls down the stairs. like the final girl trope or girl trope in all slasher films of everyone has to fucking trip when they're being chased. And he ends up like the bone comes out of his hand here, like out of his wrist. But like he can still walk, right? Like I don't see any reason why he can't walk anymore. Like they don't show that like he broke his ankle or anything like that. Like it was just his fucking wrist. So he could walk, right? Like why doesn't he? I don't know. He does near the end. Like he could have been out of that little the hell you want to call it, stairway, and far the fuck away from this thing. If he just got right back up. And yeah, he's in pain, but still, you got this thing after you. You don't know what it is. Time to speed it the fuck up. Like Speedy Gonzalez, like get on with the shit. Get away. And she goes to suck him off, and he's like disgusted, and who wouldn't be, because she got like the big slit in her fucking forehead that's like something's bulging out from the inside. Looks awesome. I love her design in this. Then he ends up running for his life and banging on the hotel room windows and the office and everything. They won't let him in for some reason. And then he just gets swooped off into the sky, and you see like the wings of this creature taking him off to wherever she's flying him to. And the camera just falls, hits the ground. Awesome segment. My favorite in this movie. Really, really cool. I gotta finally watch Siren, since I was looking forward to that when I heard that they were making a feature-length movie out of this segment. And then I completely forgot that it was coming out, and I forgot that it came out, and then since it came out, I've forgotten it existed ever since. So that's a movie I gotta definitely, maybe I'll do that this week sometime, because definitely want to watch the full film and see what they did with that, and where they took that character, because I really, really love that segment. So then we go back to the wraparound, and there's this random guy taping the girl. And then again, with the guy's fucking mustache. Like, I had to write it down again. Like, it just looks ridiculous. Like, I gotta know, like, if that's his mustache or not. Somebody who's an expert on mustaches, let me know if that looks like his natural fucking hair, because that does not look like his actual mustache. Then we go into segment number 2, Second Honeymoon, directed by Ty West, which I just did the Innkeepers, which was practically like a rewatch, like a new watch, because I don't think I've seen that movie since it came out, or like right after it came out. And we have Sam and Stephanie here on honeymoon, and Sam is played by like discount Michael C. Hall, discount Dexter. Looks like him a little bit. But I know he's the director for like the 4th segment in here. And they're on their honeymoon. They just got married, and they have their little that little cowboy fortune teller machine. It's hilarious. Like you don't see that too often. Like cowboys that are that are also like give fortunes and has like a crystal ball in front of him. Like you don't see that too often. That's cool. And like he's trying to get her to like strip and stuff on camera and like make a sex tape with her. This is your fucking spouse now. Like this is like your new husband, who you're gonna kill or have killed by the end of this. The least you can do is fuck him on camera. I mean, come on. The least you can do is give this man one last like little glimpse of happiness and just make a sex tape with him. Because he's just going to be dead anyway, so like why not? Like it makes no sense not to. But that's just being mean at that point. Like you know that your whole plan is to kill this guy off. Make a sex tape with him, that's all I'm saying. Make him happy one last time. And then did you know that Ed Sullivan Show is playing on Pluto TV? I do, and now I'm letting you know. Ed Sullivan playing on Pluto TV, all those classic episodes we love so much. And then we have that mystery girl who knocks on the door asking for directions, and they're filming constantly, like through all of this, but just didn't capture that whole encounter on tape, like with the girl knocking and everything that he describes. Yeah, I guess you can argue that she kind of controlled the camera because she's in cahoots with her lover, and she didn't want her on film. So I guess you can kind of argue it like that, like she purposely kind of made him not have the camera when he went to answer the door. So that kind of makes sense. But I was like, yeah, they're taping everything, and for some reason they don't have that like whole little conversation with the girl at the front door of their hotel room for some reason. But that actually makes a little bit of sense. And being filmed while you're sleeping, I think I said this, I mentioned this in Creep. I think it was in Creep. Some movie. But just the whole idea of being filmed when you're sleeping is fucking terrifying. Like, that's the only time, really, like the only time that we are 100% vulnerable, and that we have no idea what's happening around us, and we have no way of protecting ourselves from anything that could happen while we're asleep. So just the whole concept of being filmed while you're asleep has always been a scary concept to me. Just because it's you at your most vulnerable, you couldn't defend yourself if you wanted to. Like, somebody can just come in and just bludgeon you to death with a fucking whatever. And there's nothing you can do. That's scary. Just having somebody filming you and being so close to you when you're that, like, vulnerable and can't protect yourself. Then check out, if you love cooking, check out Spencer Watts' What's on the Grill on Pluto TV. Coming now, I guess. It's playing now. So if you love cooking, go check out that shit, because I had to hear about it 15 fucking times. Then why play the whole money game with him? Like, we see the lover, what the hell's her name? Sam, right? No, Stephanie. Sam's the guy. Stephanie's lover and stuff at the end. So, like, she steals the $100 out of his wallet. But, like, why? Like, why even? Is it just to fuck with him? Because their whole plan is they're just going to kill this guy. So, like, that's all I could think of. Is it's just some way of fucking with him. And just, like, trying to throw him off guard and trying to make him uneasy and start questioning her. But then, like, wouldn't that go against, like, everything they're trying to do? They're trying to kill this guy off and run away together, these two girls. So, like, why make him more suspicious? Like, I don't know. I don't get that whole reasoning for stealing his money and then him, like, immediately the next day realizing that his money's gone and calling her out on it and her acting a little sketchy about it. I don't know why that was part of the plan, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe the girlfriend just came in that night when she was filming them, then just went into his belongings and took his money. Like, it could have been that. Like, it could have been, like, just her on her own. Just, oh shit, $100. I'm robbing this motherfucker. Could be, but I don't know. I always wondered about that. And then, if you love Wheel of Fortune, then get fucking ready for this news. Wheel of Fortune channel on Pluto TV. Watch all the Pat Sajak you want 24/7 on the Wheel of Fortune channel, Pluto TV, in a Pluto near you. And this is actually how often the fucking ads were playing. Like, you couldn't get through one segment without, like, 3 ads. Like, for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes each. Ugh, it's fucking terrible. And then Sam gets stabbed in the neck while he's sleeping, which, like I was just saying, like, dude, that's gotta suck. Being asleep and having no way to defend yourself and then just getting stabbed right in the fucking neck, man. And it looks really good. Like, there's some great gore in this movie, and especially in VHS 2. Like, that I didn't remember. Like, I haven't seen these movies in a few years. But there are some decent fucking effects in this movie and in VHS 2. More so in that one. Very good stuff. And then he's dead, and then we find out that Stephanie and her female lover did all this to get him out of the picture. Why did she even marry him? Like, they're newlyweds. Why marry him? Why not just run off with your female lover? I don't know. Like, there's no answer, there's no explanation. And it doesn't really matter. Like, cool segment. Like, not my favorite among Ty West. Just, you know, any of his stuff that I've seen. I still gotta see X and Pearl, which is bothering me that it's taking this long for me to see those movies. But those will be seen soon for sure. But all in all, fun little segment. Nothing, like, fantastic. Then the old guy's body that they find when they first get to the house looking for this VHS tape. The old guy disappears. and you hear them saying that they're going to make copies of the tape, that way they make extra money and everything. So they really didn't need the whole wraparound. Like, this is a little long for the film that it is. Like, I will say that. Like, they could have made this movie 15, 20 minutes shorter, which, like, that wouldn't even be enough if you took all the wraparound stuff out. But, like, just, it didn't need the wraparound stuff coming back to it, like, after every segment. You could have just had them showing up at the house at the beginning, putting the VHS tape in, then just having them watch these series of tapes, then just pick back up with it at the end, with the wraparound at the ending. Didn't need it between every segment, because it is a little long, this movie. Like, for a found footage anthology film, definitely a little bit over the time that it should be. Like I said, 15 minutes or so should be good. Like, if they cut 15 minutes from this. Then we got the third segment, Tuesday the 17th, which I don't know what the whole relevance of that name is, but we're directed by Glenn McQuaid, and we got these friends in the woods that are partying in the woods, and this girl, Wendy, starts telling them about murders that happened in that same area, and this is actually a cool one. I actually like this segment. And they have the camera that they're recording on, and the person sees a dead corpse in the camera, and it says, like, what the fuck is wrong with this camera? Like, that's not like a common glitch that I know about. Like, with cameras, like, usually if you're seeing, like, dead people through a camera, the problem is not the camera. Like, the problem is something else entirely. But this guy just seems to think it's a problem with the camera. That's just like a random bug that they have, like, every so often. They're like, yeah, we're selling you this Panasonic camera, but just know every now and then it has this glitch where you see these, like, mutilated dead corpses just like popping up on the screen. Then you wouldn't freak out as much. You'd be like, all right, I saw that just now, but they told me about this. I expected that. They don't tell you anything about that. That's why. Why don't they? Because it doesn't exist. There's no fucking glitch like that. So this idiot who's seeing a dead person through his camera should be a little more alarmed than he seems to be. Then she gives her whole story about the murders, and it's like this glitch killer that can't be captured on film, which it seems so familiar. Like, even when I first saw this movie, the premise for this segment, like, I feel like I've seen this or seen something very similar to this in the past. Like, if someone could, like, come up with what I'm thinking of, like, if there is a movie that somebody knows the name of that is very similar to this segment, let me know, because I've been trying to think, because I really feel like this has been done before. Like, almost exactly. Like, with a killer that you can't capture on film, and he's just, like, distorted or glitchy. I can't think of the movie, but if somebody can think of it, let me know. And then the glitch killer throws the knife through the girl's eye, and then ends up stabbing, what the hell is the guy's name? Spider? Yeah, Spider's his name. And starts stabbing him in the head, like, repeatedly. Awesome. Like, the gore, like I said, is very, very above average for, especially for found footage. But like I said, this movie, more so in VHS too, though. The gore is awesome in that. And then Wendy came back after surviving this whole killer ordeal to bait the killer back with her friends, is basically what she says. Why come back at all? Like, if she survived once, like, she beat it. Like, stay the fuck away. Like, should be, like, your mantra from then on. Like, never go back to that place. She comes back, why? To try to kill this thing? Or get it on camera? Because she knows you can't get it on camera. And, like, as soon as she's fucking starts, like, getting killed, like, right before she gets killed, she says in the camera, like, don't come here. So, like, why did she go back? Like, I don't understand the segment at all, really. Like, if you, like, really think about it, like, why did she come here again after surviving this killer, apparently, like she says, like, years prior or whenever that happened? And she came back, what? Just to bait, use her friends as bait, to what? Prove to herself that this thing exists? Like, I don't know what her motives are. Like, I really don't. Then there's, like, a makeshift trap that catches the killer, and then I love the ending for this one. She just ends up getting the camera just smashed into her face. Then the killer fucking cuts open her stomach and her intestines are coming out. And really, really cool stuff. Really cool ending and decent segment. Like I said, I remember it so vividly, like a movie that like has the same or very similar premise. And it's gonna drive me nuts that I can't think of it. And we move on to number 4, The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily When She Was Younger, directed by Joe Swanberg, and that was Sam from the second segment, the Ty West one, the guy who got stabbed in the neck. So we have him that acted in segment 2, directed segment 4. This is a weird one. I enjoy it, but it's definitely fucking weird, man. And there's all told through like webcam or screen share or like unfriended and that type of vein. And we meet this guy who's dating this girl Emily, and she has this bruise on her arm or mark on her arm that's bothering her. And we see Emily's tits just flapping in our face for like a minute or two, which is nice. Then she starts like, dude, when she starts like, she shows her arm and like that she's digging a fucking hole in her arm and she's like trying to like get to like something under her skin. Oh, I don't know. That makes me fucking something about the way that that's filmed and the way that her arm looks and just the hole that she's like digging into. Like, that's gotta suck doing that to yourself, like for no reason. And Ghost Boy is in Emily's place. Like there's supposedly some ghost that she's trying to communicate with, and we get some like a decent jump scare with like the black-eyed children looking kids. Cool little jump scare there, which people know how I feel about jump scares. So if you can do one that's not too bad, my hat's off to you. Then you have the person, the boyfriend ends up coming and cutting, like, it looks like a fucking fetus out of her back. Like, he, like, went through her back to, like, get this fetus or baby out of her. And then we find out that he's, like, involved with this. I don't know what to take from this fucking segment. Like, is it aliens, or is it just some weird, like, cult organization or something like that like this boyfriend works for, and that they're constantly redoing the same thing to this girl over and over again? Like, it seems like fucking aliens. Like, it seems like it's absolutely 100% about like alien abduction, and that she has like a tracker in her arm and stuff, but then they throw the whole boyfriend as a part of it thing. So I don't really know what to make of this whole segment. It's so strange. It's such a weird one, and it's interesting. It's fun to watch, but I have no idea what to take from it. Like, he's involved somehow, and shit, my battery might die. Nah, we're good. And somehow he's involved, and he's been doing this numerous times that we know of to Emily. And then in the end, we see him doing the same exact thing to another girl. And we get to see her nice tits too on the screen, which is very nice. And same thing's happening to her. So he's like playing this whole game with multiple people at once that I guess they're getting impregnated by aliens or something. And someone give me an answer, because I'm just rambling at this point. Fucking like, I don't know what this thing means. Like, what this whole segment has to do with anything, except for it's just unsettling. It's cool. That's it. Like, I really don't have any answers behind there. Then, you can get 5% cash back on your rewards with the Credit One Visa card, right? Just reminding you again, if you didn't hear the first time around, because I had to hear it 20, so there's another second time for you. Get out there, get your cash back rewards. What are you watching me for? Then we have the one guy, one of the robbers in the wraparound part again. He ends up, the other one finds him decapitated. Then the old man turns into like a zombie and kills the other thug or criminal, whatever you want to call them, because they're terrible at whatever job they're doing. So the old man was a zombie, I guess. Like, a lot of this movie doesn't make sense. Like this one, the next one, like they're all, I don't know how to even describe it. They're just, some of them seem a little random, like the segments. Like I feel like if the segments in this movie and this whole series, if the segments like connected to each other somehow, like even if it's just a small thing, like a common thread throughout all of them, feel like I would like these movies a little bit more if they had like a little plot thread or something that connects all the segments together, because it can feel very disjointed at times, I guess is the right